Hi, this is Phil at Small Farm Innovations. We're the oldest TYM dealer in Texas. We are a very service-oriented business. We're not the largest dealer, but we do take excellent care of our customers, and we have a really good service group. So if you need work done on your TYM tractor, bring it to us and we'll take care of it. We can also sell you an extended warranty program for your tractor. Parts, give us a call. We can help you there. Anyway, I wanted to go back to this T5075. This is a huge upgrade from the great T754. So I don't do a lot of walk-arounds on tractors, but hang around, and I hope you enjoy this video. It's pretty in-depth, but just wanted you to see the improvements they made on their 75 horse tractor. Okay, looking at the specs on this tractor, we're at 75 engine horsepower and 63 at the PTO, which a little bit more of an increase than it was before. Fuel tank capacity is 23.7 gallon. That'll keep you out in the field quite a while, especially with that Deutz engine. The hydraulic flow is 10 gallon per minute for the loader, and 5.8 on the steering system, which more flow gives you more positive steering. Basic physics is pressure is pressure is resistance to flow. Flow is a differential in pressure. The lift capacity for the 3-point hitch is 5,114 pounds, and we're at 3,400 at 24 inches behind the ball length. So it's got a really good lift system for the 3-point. The loader capacity at the pivot pins is 33.25. Now then, what I tell people is, yeah, it'll lift 3,300 pounds, but that doesn't mean you're going to go anywhere with it. So if you're going to max out the loader on this all the time, get ready to work on the front axle. I'm just telling you that because I tell my customers that I ask them what you want to do with it, and they're going to tell me, and then I do what I can to protect them and the tractor. Okay, I just want to let you know that hood's metal. It's very easy to open. It's got these smaller holes here. That's important because the 754 holes, 654, 574, 494, these holes are too big and allows a lot of material to pass through. So that's a big improvement. This is the same size holes they have on their 130 and the 115. So big improvement. The other thing they've done, they've made it a lot more area for air to pass through. Now, the 754, we battled some heating problems. Not so much us at Small Farm Innovations down here in Caldwell, because we really train our customers. But I can tell you right now that they have put a bigger radiator in this tractor. So their cooling system issues have gone away. And they put a little bit more space here between the condenser and their air aftercooler for the turbocharger. So just another great improvement for this tractor. This is all together, everything that they've done. They took an older model tractor and made it a whole lot better. So for the price, this might be a pretty good choice for a lot of you people looking for a good 75 horse tractor. Now I want to let you know, the front axle, this is a front wheel assist tractor. It's not a four-wheel drive. An articulating tractor is four-wheel drive. All this is front wheel assist. So I'm going to tell you that you can damage the front axle, because I've seen it on every color where people put way too much weight on that front end loader and they end up breaking something in this front axle. But if you just do normal pulling and work it naturally, and there's no problems. We don't have very many problems with our tractors that we sell because we really train our customers. I want to talk to you about the 3-point hitch and the hydraulic system on this tractor. One of the improvements that they made was you can operate the 3-point hitch with your fender control up and down buttons for the 3-point hitch. Another nice feature they made with this 3-point hitch is that you see this slot here. And what that slot allows you to do is that you put that pin in this slot on both sides. And that gives you the ability for this to float better. It's a great improvement if you have, let's say, a flail mower with that large roller on the back. Call us if you need a flail mower, a good one. Or you have a tiller and it's in rough terrain. Gives you the ability for that to float, or maybe a semi-mounted rotary cutter, whatever. It gives you the ability to do that. Now then, the hanger for the top link has been improved. Nice setup there. And then, of course, you have your draft control system here, your potentiometers. To activate your draft control, you take this pin and put it in here. And that's how you activate your draft. Now, one other thing I want you to remember is you want to put these pins on the inside like this. And what that does, that helps prevent a piece of dirt coming in here or mud or not kicking those up. So always rotate them to the inside. And you won't have, the possibility of you losing those goes down. Here's your rear remotes. The green is indicated by the green handle inside the cab. The black is indicated by the black handle inside the cab. They also included the telescopic links for the 3-point hitch. And when you have an implement back here that is a 3-point mounted implement with a drive shaft, like a rotary cutter or a tiller, always swing your drawbar. Take this pin out, put it here, and move your drawbar to the side to prevent your drive shaft from making contact with this. Now, wherever you see yellow is a oil fill check point, or wherever you see yellow, is a fill point or a checkpoint. Now, this tractor here has the sight glass back here, and there's where you top off your hydraulic oil. Here on the front is your engine oil dipstick. You can see it's colored yellow, and the yellow fill cap for the engine. And then right there is your cap for the front axle. You put 80W90 weight in your front axle, a good 15W40 in your engine, and universal premium oil, universal premium hydraulic oil in your rear axle. They put a battery cutout switch up here on the front, so that's a really nice setup. So you want to make sure you have the tractor shut off, 2 or 3 minutes before you turn that off. But if you're going to let your tractor sit for, through a couple of, or maybe a month or so, you want to turn that off to protect your battery. Also under here is your fuel filters. You want to drain the water off the bottom of your fuel filters. Go here to this back one, and you have a valve there. Open it up to drain your water off, because those Deutz engines will not allow you to start if you have water in your fuel. Very sensitive. Your seat controls, this is forward and backwards. This controls the strength of your suspension. So you want to tighten this up where you just float and you never bottom out. This triangular knob here is what controls the height. So if you get somebody really short-legged, you lower this down and then move this forward. This here is your rear axle differential lock. When you flip up this cover, this is your 3-point hitch controls, some of them. This is your height, your sensitivity of your draft, the speed in which the 3-point goes up and down. This here is for your forward and reverse control from your shuttle shift. If you want it more sensitive, you would just turn it this way. If you want a longer delay, you would turn it towards the left, towards the turtle. This knob here has to do with sensitivity. When you raise your 3-point hitch, it turns your PTO off to protect the drive line from exceeding 35 degrees. So if you have a flail mower or a tiller on the back, you can adjust the height of which the PTO it turns off when you raise the 3-point hitch. When you turn the steering wheel from that sensor on the front axle, it will go ahead and raise your 3-point hitch. When you back up, it'll raise the 3-point hitch. This is a button here where you can just push a button and raise the 3-point, push a button to lower it. Your 4-wheel drive, auto, and on. And your draft, you can go ahead and turn on your draft or position right here. This is your auto PTO, which means when you raise your 3-point hitch either here or here, it will turn your PTO off. This is the controls your PTO. Here's the 3-point hitch control. This is a really great setup that they put in this tractor. These 2 buttons here are for easy operation of the 3-point hitch. So I have my position lever down, so I'm going to push the up button, and you can see the 3-point hitch comes up, and I'll push the down button and the 3-point hitch goes down. Now that's controlled by the speed here and the depth position here. You can set your depth position with this. It's very nice. So if you're going back and forth and doing tillage work, planting or something like that, you got a no-till drill mounted to the back or any kind of a implement, you could just get to the end of the field, press this button, that 3-point hitch is coming up, you turn right around and push that, and that 3-point hitch is going down. It is so nice to operate. Here's your rear remotes. This here has a detent, the green. It locks in one position and not the other. That is not float, so don't ever think that when you have this lever pulled back and maybe locked back that it's in the float position. It does not have a float position. This tractor doesn't have it. So if you lock this forward thinking that it's float, you will superheat your hydraulic oil and cause major problems. Leave these in neutral at all times. Talking about the RPM control of the throttle, here's your hand throttle. And then what these buttons do, they give you a set RPM. So my RPM right now is about 900, 925. I can push this button here that pops up to about 1025. And I can go ahead and raise the RPM up here. This ain't I don't know, it's 1900 RPM. And I don't want to go down on the RPM, I can just push this button here to 1500. Alright, I want to turn it off. It goes back down to the idle position. So when I'm wanting to do something at 1500 RPM, all I got to do is push this button. That goes back to 1500 RPM. Nice little feature. Okay, here's your low, medium, and high range, and over here is your speed. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is synchronized. This is not. Wherever you see orange has to do with speed and direction. Wherever you see yellow is PTO. That's pretty much for every tractor sold in North America. Now, what I wanted to share with you on this is that if you get a mechanical shuttle tractor, I don't know if they have the 5075 in a mechanical, but if you got a 654, 754, whatever, and you can't get it out of low, medium, and high range, what you want to do is this: put this in neutral. Your 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure it's in neutral. Just take your lever and push it in the forward position or the reverse, maybe forward. Basically, you just find that gear and it'll just pop right in. And then go to neutral, and then select your gear here, and then take off. It's that simple. But once you do that, it's a whole lot easier instead of trying to force this thing into a certain range. So every once in a while, it will be in a bind. So the best thing to do, foot off the parking brake, no brakes on, get everything in neutral, forward lever, and that'll help line those gears up to make this easier to go in. Now see, right now it's tough, won't go in. So I'm going to go ahead and go to forward, and it just comes right in there. Real easy. Go back to neutral, and I can select my gear here. Okay, so what this green button does, here I'm going to select a gear, and I'm going to go forward. What this green button does, it's like a clutch. You push that button, and it all stops. So go back again, and it all stops. A lot of times we get these tractors in that have been damaged by law. And what that law is, a son-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. So make sure that if you're going to loan your tractor to a law, that you explain to them that you have to raise this lever up and go forward, raise this lever up to go reverse. Because if you don't show them that, they're just going to shove this forward and backwards and break the detent in it, and then you're stuck. So you make sure that they treat this with like a good handgun, with respect, and be gentle with it, because it will break. But we've had people break them just because of not being trained properly. One of the things that TYM has done lately is they've really improved their owner's manuals. It's a lot more informative, good photos. It's just way better than they have. Just good information. TYM has done an excellent job. Here is your cab amenities. Here's your radio. You got a nice visor there. Your climate control. Your typical controls for the wipers and cab lights up in the cab corners. Over here is this is your creeper, the T handle. It's probably locked underneath. You pull a cotter pin out and you can get that to go up and down. Here's your 540E. Remember, yellow has to do with PTO. You have that in the 540E. Run your engine RPM to 1500, and you'll have 540 going out the back, which allows you to run your engine at a lower RPM, saving you fuel and keeping your engine cooler if you don't need the horsepower. Here is your refrigerator or heater for a cup, a large beverage holder, and then various pockets for different things, and a place to charge that cell phone if needed.